James Gunn says it's finally time for us to get some messy female characters. Move over Harley Quinn, move over She-Hulk and Valkyrie, because never before have we had drunk, irreverent, promiscuous women in comic book films.
Out of his butt?
Never before have female characters been allowed to be flawed until James Gunn came along to set them free with this historic first time ever event of the release of Supergirl, the movie that is so stunning and brave that the first thing we see, its very first scene to show us, is a dog peeing on Superman.
But why? Why would you do that? Why would you do any of that?
Once upon a time, there was a DC game that thought it would be so edgy and funny to kill off a beloved hero and then pee on his corpse, which fans rejected and ended up being a financial disaster. And once upon another time, Marvel made a show about a female, hero who was a snarky, hateful drunk, which fans rejected and ended up being a financial failure. And DC saw the resounding success of both of these projects and decided to combine the drunk and the pee together into one movie with Supergirl.
The 23 will be the best year yet.
Oh, and did I forget to mention Supergirl's new tagline? Because they do this really hilarious thing where they take Superman's iconic motto, truth, justice, and the American way, which DC was too chicken to put into James Gunn's Superman, but instead they'll proudly use it in Supergirl's new tagline, truth, justice, and whatever. Which I find really odd, as you know that the main demographic of people who'd be interested in this film would be those who love Superman. But I can't really say you are giving them what they want. Instead, I think you're communicating to them that you're not making movies for them anymore. But instead, for the 5s of 10s of Tumblr girls out there in your new modern audience. And if that's the route you want to go, boy, are you in for a rough wake-up call when you see how well your $200 million budget Supergirl movie does at the box office. Because Warner Brothers went all out for Superman, marketing that film everywhere, and it still underperformed. And I think it's more than safe to say that Supergirl will inevitably perform worse than Superman. And that isn't even factoring in how this movie will likely be buns, as this trailer is branding it as nothing other than an unfunny comedy with bland and bloated CGI that feels like the most superficial and watered down Guardians of the Galaxy knockoff. With everything from the same trench coat, headphones, and nostalgic 80s music to the never-ending quippy jokes made in the face of danger. James Gunn's style has seemed to seep into everything, which could be a good thing, except it isn't accompanied by the fantastic writing that made him adored back in 2014, as it always comes down to good writing. Because with all the gripes and shots taken at James Gunn's DCU and superhero movies as a whole for that matter, if these films, above everything else, were well-written stories, all the talk about superhero fatigue would stop, and people wouldn't be grumbling about getting yet another superhero film.
Thanks for watching
Duck Finder
on YouTube. For more premium content, subscribe.
Just like